So how would I calculate f of 1? Put what into the equation?
1 for x.
Okay. Notice, didn't that 1 take the place of x? So that means x equals 1, so we can substitute 1 in for x.
Right, so it'd be negative 16 times 1 squared to the second plus 100 times 1 plus 5. Which
You can just use a calculator.
would come out to 89 feet.
Right. So notice that 1 second, the potato was?
89 feet, you put 89.
Thank you. Notice it doesn't necessarily ask for context here. You can add it if you want. It's just f of 1 equals, it equals 89. I will probably in the future flip a and b so that you calculate this first and then you put the context to it. But
Yeah.
That's
that'd
gonna
be
be a
better.
messed up one because I
does that, I know, and you were driving yourself crazy over it, and I was like, I
It
can't
was
tell you.
irritating because I knew what it was, but it was like I didn't know exactly what you were asking. If you were asking like, what did it mean or what? It was
Use the context to define what those things are. So now 12, the most common thing I saw students do is I saw students substitute 0 in for x.
12?
Is 0 equal to x though here? No, what is 0 equal to?
F of x.
F of x. 0 is equal to f of x, which means 0 is the what of the potato? Height. You don't know the time, so at x seconds, right? I don't know what the time is, but at x seconds, the potato is at what height?
You really give me a thick one,
What's it at?
0
0 what?
feet.
Use your context.
0 inches. 0.
At x seconds, the potato is at 0 feet in the air, or the potato's height is 0 feet. Things like that. Okay? Now I want you to notice the next part says find when f of x is equal to 0. So again, what is 0 taking the place of? No, sir.
I mean, F.
No.
F of X.
Thank you, f of x. So 0 is equal to negative 16x squared plus 100x plus 5. Do we know how to solve a quadratic equation like this? No. And that's okay. In fact, you didn't have any clue how to solve this at all before the test. But did you look at the hint? Where it says you may create another mathematical representation even using technology and use that information to approximate your answer? What technology could you have used?
I wrote 0.05 and you wrote 0 and gave me a 3 out of 5 or 3 out of 5.
I'll have to come back and look at it. You must have justified something. Desmos, what could you have created in Desmos? What mathematical representation? A table, a graph? Because, hey, what representation did you already have? An algebraic. Now you do need to pay attention and think about this. What kind of point are you looking at if the output or the y is 0? What kind of point are you looking at if the output, the y, is 0? The x what? Intercept. How many x-intercepts are there?
2.
Look again.
It's like 2.
One?
2.
2.
What?
There's 2.
Where? Oh, okay. I thought that
One
was,
here and one there.
I thought that was.
So which one are we supposed to put for this equation? When is the potato at 0 feet?
That
Both of them.
at both points is negative 0, 0.
Hey, really quickly, what is x? What's the context for x again?
Y equals 0. I mean, yeah, y equals 0.
That you're not answering the question or thinking about what I asked. What does x represent? Sweet Moses, people, it's on the board!
Right.
Time in seconds.
Good.
Hey, specifically it's after the potato was shot. Can you have negative 0.05 seconds after the potato was shot?
No.
No! That's before the potato was shot!
Good, you can. Yeah, I got pen and check.
So when was the potato going to hit the ground?
6.3 seconds, comma, 0. Learn some stuff.
Good. At 6.3 seconds, the potato was at 0 feet. Right? Now I want to show you a couple of things. I can't remember if it was in this class or another class, but something I discovered recently was if you define your equation using function notation, literally in Desmos, just f of 1, and it plugs 1 in for x. Hey, what was f of 1 earlier on number 11? 89? You mean the same as this 89 right here?
No,
You're a liar.
the one on, yeah.
Okay? So f of 1 is equal to 89.
Yeah.
That's not, when the height was 0. F of 2, still not a height of 0. F of 3, still not 0. F of 4, still not 0. F of 5, still not 0. F of 6, still not 0. F of 7, oh, that's past 0, it's negative. Some people did this by hand, but you could have used Desmos and technology to do this. Do that, right? So I need to go back from f of 7. F of 6.5, still negative. So I'm going to go back a little bit more. F of 6.25. Okay, that's a positive, right? Just barely positive, but still positive. F of 6.3. Okay, that's basically 0. It's close enough that that's why it reported 6.3 here on the graph. Can you guess and check? Yeah.
It would take forever.
I literally just guessed and checked all the way there in about, 45 seconds?
Oh.
Because there's this thing called technology that makes our life easier. Use it. You still have to think mathematically to do it. Notice technology is not the savior. It doesn't give you the answer. You have to recognize what you're trying to do. You have to be able to think and understand how to use the technology. Okay? Now I want you to notice this. We've got the answer for number 12. Number 13 asked you what is the maximum height, I believe. Does that sound right? Yeah?
About how high will the potato get?
Yeah, that's right. About how high will the potato get? Hey, look, if you do this guess and check method, can you see anywhere up here where you see about how high the potato gets? This guess and check method where I substituted those values in for time? What do you see about the highest point?
3.
At 3 seconds, it hits 161 feet. It's pretty darn close if you got the actual correct answer. And all you had to do was explain what you did. Now, we should know that we have a graph here. And what kind of graph does a quadratic function have? Parabola. And what's going to be at the very top or the very bottom of a parabola? Maximum or minimum, the vertex point. Okay, so again, I don't really need negative time, so I might get rid of some of the negative values for x. And then literally what I did earlier today when I was working with second period, I had no clue what to stop at. So I just knew, okay, I need a bigger y value. So I went 100. Can I see that maximum or that vertex?
No.
Nope.
Wait, what? Oh, you gotta move up.
So I gotta move up more. So then I think I did 150. Can I see that maximum or that vertex? Nope.
You can't just slide it down.
Well, because when I was doing it with them earlier, I wanted to keep here. But also, if you don't just zoom up or zoom out a little bit, then it would take forever to get there when you're at those smaller values. But then, now I'm just going to make it 175. Can you now see the maximum?
Yes.
Alright? And you can literally just, grab along here and drag that point until you get to about that maximum. Boom. Or notice on these parabolas, you can literally click on the vertex. Was 3 seconds, 161 feet, pretty darn close? Yeah. The best answer, that 6 on the rubric, is, well, the vertex, the maximum height of the parabola was at 3.125 seconds for a height of 161.25 feet. That's all you had to do. Do we understand how to use technology a little bit better? Do we have any questions before we get to back to today's lesson? No, you got 7 more minutes. You'll get there. So, please go ahead and go back to Desmos and go to the, what is it I'm looking for? The activity that we were working on yesterday. One thing I do want to, click on Desmos right there. One thing I want to show you all really quickly is this. This is something that Tony found yesterday that can be really useful. So you see right here where it says students and you put your join code in? Have you ever looked at the hyperlink below that? What does that say? Go to student homepage. As long as you've already logged in, go to student homepage. And you can see every activity you've worked on in this class. And the activity we've done most recently is right there on the screen.
Well, identifying quadratic features.
Sign in. You gotta sign in first.
So they launch it out.
Huh?
I said they all launch it out.
Well, no, they're helping you maintain it so that you can access it easily later and come back and use it to study for tests and things like that. Go ahead and click on it. Identifying quadratic. Yeah. Okay. So, don't forget, these are the directions of identify all features possible from the equation, and then check with the graph, then use the graph to ID the rest of the features. Right? So you want to figure out what you can identify just from the equation first, and you check with the graph, do slides 1, 4, and 7, then slides 2, 5, and 8. We should be done with slide 7 before we end class today. Let's go ahead and get to work. What?
Click on the Chrome, it doesn't matter.